All right. Good day, everyone. Welcome back to another art lesson. I'm Joey. Today we are going to learn about types of lights. We're going to learn about types of lights. Okay. Yes, I'm repeating myself. First, let's get ready to learn. All right. There are several types of lights. Okay. We have many different terms like diffuse light, ambient light, direct light, and reflected light. So first we're going to look at the direct light. So I'm going to show you a picture. Okay. Oh, it's this spear again. Yes, we have painted this before. So this incident light is actually, incident highlight is actually the direct light. All right. See, this is the direct light and it is the strongest and is the brightest. So so when there is direct light, then there is shadow. Okay, so the here is the light, and then this part, everything here, including here, are in shadow. Okay, yes, so this is the shadow, and this is the core shadow, means the darkest part. Okay, darkest part here, and then here this part is bright, but it is not as bright as here. Okay, so this is the brightest part, so and then here this is not the brightest part, so I'm using another color, so using this color, not the brightest part. And why is this part lit? Why is this part lit? Because when there's a direct light source that came from above, okay, and it also hits here the surrounding. Okay, so it hits the table, for example this table, and then the table, the light source is refracted back towards here. Okay, back towards here, and then maybe some here, this part is also reflected back toward here. Okay, light also hit here, this part, and that is why this part is lit by the area here, and then the light that hits here is what we call the reflected light. Okay, the reflected light. And then what is ambient light actually? So what is ambient light? Okay, so ambient light actually consists of diffuse light and also reflected light. So ambient light is everything except direct light. All right. Okay, so we can say this part is reflected light. Okay, we can say this part is reflected light, and then ambient light is the light that comes from the surrounding, which is the same because reflected light is also come from the surrounding, right? And then if we are outdoor, okay, if this spear is lit at outdoor, then there is skylight, which is blue. There's skylight, and then skylight will also contribute to some refracted light here, and this part will lead by the reflected light, or we call the ambient light. All right, ambient light is a term that infused with all the different lights, but then sometimes we want to be specific, because when we go specific, okay, I would say this is reflected light because this part is white, and that's why this area here is white. this is a refracted light from here. And sometimes in cast shadow, it's not as dark as like this. So this part is, you see, this part, if we color pick here, it's not entirely black. Okay, this part is not entirely black, see, and this part is dark because this part, okay, light cannot hit here because this part, the spear and the wood, the table, they are closely near to each other, so the light cannot go in. And when the light cannot go in, and this is where we have ambient occlusion. Okay, we have ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion is a fancy word, but actually occluded means block, means the light is blocked. This here, this area here, the light is blocked, and that's where we have this ambient occlusion. And here, see, it's not dark, and then it's not dark, it's grayish. And then here, this area here, we can have some ambient light diffuse into the cast shadow. Okay, so ambient light can be the reflected light, diffused light, or the light from the surrounding. So we're gonna move on from this picture now. So next, go to here. All right, so this is, you see, now we have the spear, but these spears, they're in different color. All right, so now we have a white light. So the white light comes from here. White light comes from here. And then see the base. The base is a bit grayish color. So the white light lit this part, see? And then the core shadow is here. And then the cast shadow is here. As you can see, the cast shadow is not entirely black around here because there are some ambient light or diffuse light that goes inside. Usually the ambient light is what we call the light from the surrounding. So as you can see, what is the ambient light here? So you can color pick here, and it is gray. So you can put a bit of gray in here for the ambient light. And then here, this part where the light cannot go in, the darkest area is called the ambient occlusion. See, these are the darkest area. All right, and then you see this part, the light is refracted up. So here, there's a bit grayish, goes up, and then same as this yellow spear. Sorry, there's a grayish area here, and there's a blue grayish area here as well. Okay, and then now we move to warm light and cold shadow. Okay, so when we have a warm light, the table becomes warm, this color, and then this color will go up here a bit. See, this color will go up here a bit, this color will go up here a bit. So when this color it goes to this blue spear, sometimes there's lesser, and the hue become lesser and it interact like this. Okay, and sometimes when this color interacts with blue, it will change, the color will change as well. It is lesser in tone. And then we have this, as you can see, a bit of color here, and then here, this is the why is this this color? Because it is warm shadow, maybe the shadow, okay, this, from what I interpret, is the shadow from here. Okay, and this blue, maybe it's the shadow from ambient light from the surrounding. This one, I don't quite get it, but yeah. So now we go through the types of lights, and then there's a picture. Okay, this is a picture of a car under the sunlight. Okay, so now this is the light source. going here, and then it goes here too because it hits the floor. Okay, it hits the floor, and then it bounce up and then bounce down, bounce everywhere. All right, and then here we have the car shadow. Okay, we have the car shadow. Okay, as you can see, the car shadow around here is not entirely dark. It's not entirely dark. Why? Because there is ambient light or reflected light. Reflected light. Ambient light from the surrounding. Okay, from the surrounding. Since this area is a surrounding, so this area goes inside, and maybe this skylight, the blue skylight, or maybe here, the surrounding light that goes inside. So when this area here, okay, they are ambient light, you can fill in some colors, okay, but not as bright as this color from the direct source. And then this part, the darker area here, this part, this is all the ambient occlusion. They are, this area here are not lit, they are blocked by lightning, by light. Okay, so this area, ambient occlusion. All right, so yeah, so these are the types of lights that we have go through today. And then previously we have drawn a male character in grayscale. And yeah, oh yeah, so before that, I almost forgot, I want to introduce some of the portrait lightnings. Okay, today we'll go through about some portraits lightning today. All right, this is not me, and this is definitely not my stuff, not my, I got this from the internet. Okay, this is actually photography lightning. We're gonna go through, we're gonna learn something new about it today. And first, this is the rim light. Okay, the rim light is also known as the highlight when the subject is backlit. Okay, so this S means the subject, L means the light source. So the light source here actually come from the back of the subject, and C is the camera. So this picture is the camera. So now the hair is lit by the light source from the back, so it's called the rim light. Okay, this is one of the lighting technique. Okay, this is called the rim light. And then this the broad light, so this is the camera, this is the subject, where the light hits from the side. Okay, actually, and then we have the short light here, and there's some description here, okay, which I don't really care about. And then this is the Rembrandt lightning. I also don't know what's this, but I think this lightning is good. Why? Because you see, we have light, and then we have car shadow, we have area in shadow, and then we have this a triangle here. That means the figure, the subject is lit nicely. And then here, this is area in dark, but then it has a bit of ambient lighting here. But when we draw something, we don't want to keep this area this dark. We want to add more we want to add some reflected light source here, or maybe some more ambient light, or maybe a secondary light source, because we want to draw something nice, we want to draw something pretty. Okay, we're not doing photography. Okay, this is photography, but then I assume in photography they also use more than one lightning. This is just an example. Okay, we don't actually have to remember the lightning, but then rim light is, maybe you need to remember this. This is pretty pretty, how to say, pretty typical. People use it more time. Street light, some like the light hit from the sideway. Okay, this field light. Yeah, so compared to that Rembrandt lightning just now, and now we have two light source, one from here and another from the other side. Okay, so this one it's actually better. Okay, we have light source, and then we have secondary light. Okay, next we're gonna go to some of the collections that I have. Some image here. All right, so we're gonna go through this. So this is a drawing from an artist I got from the internet. Another big guru. Okay, so as you can see, this picture is lit around here, and there are shadow, cast shadow. Okay, so this, and then even though the shadow is not entirely dark, so there's ambient light involved. Okay, the ambient light can be the skylight from the background. So this is a good piece where you can see there's the light and there's shadow. You can practice with. This is a good piece to practice with. Okay, if you want to practice, I'm gonna show you another piece here. Okay, this one, we can take a look at this. This is another artist's work. All right, so we're gonna start with this. But first, I want to look at this painting, and you tell me, can you guess how many light sources are there? The main light source. I want the main ones. All right, you got it? Okay, so there are. Let's find out how many light sources are there. First, as you can see, this part is lit. This part is lit. Okay, this face is lit from below, and then the hand here is lit. So there's one main light source. Okay, main light source that goes from below. Okay, main light source that hits from below. This is the main light source, the main one. Okay, number one light source. And then there is second light source. The second light source, where is it from? I'm gonna use a different color. The second light source, it's from the top. Okay, as you can see, the second light source is here. Okay, it hit this part. Okay, it also hits the face a little bit. See, and it also hits here, the scarf. Yeah, and so it also hits the hand, the palm, this area. See this area? Yeah, also hits the clothes from this area. Okay, so why is this a good piece? Okay, why is this a good piece? This is a good piece because how this is the artist, how he manipulates the light source. All right, so in this picture we can see the artist clearly used two types of main light source. All right, one from below, and then the second one from the top. And then the first light source, they hit. Okay, it hits the face in a larger area. Okay, a larger area. Okay, see, a larger area. It's hit by the main light source. And then where there's cast shadow. Okay, and then now another side is hit by the secondary light source. And then as you can see, here is more, and then here is less. So this is how he put the lightning in proportion. Okay, for example here, the whole face. Okay, the whole face is 10. Okay, and then around 6/10 is hit by the main light source, and then here the secondary light source he used around 1 or 2/10. Okay, the rest in shadow. So this is how you want to lead your subject. This is how you want to paint your subject. Okay, and that's when the subject you paint, it appears 3D and it looks good in splash art. Okay, so this is a good piece. Okay, this is a good piece. Okay, so But then now let's analyze the lightning further. Okay, so we have a secondary light source here. This light source is probably a white light. Okay, a bright, cold white light, like the fluorescent light in our house, the LED white light. Because if you can see here, the scarf, when it's heat, it is white. Okay, cold. And then when the hair is actually this color, when it's lit, it became like pinkish bright. So why is this area lit? Why? Because our hair, okay, when it's lit here, our hair is a bit, you know, it's not rim light, but hold on, let me find the term. All right, finally, I have to ask ChatGPT for this. The phenomena of light passing through or being absorbed by an object in a way that creates glowing or translucent effect is often referred as translucency or the subsurface scattering in art. So this is the term. Yeah, finally, I have to ask ChatGPT for this. Okay, so subsurface scattering. So this part, the hair is lit, and then lit, okay, white by this light source, and it's still bright because of the subsurface scattering. Okay, so and there is another example of subsurface scattering which you can Google. Okay, when you put your palm, you know, behind a light source, you can find a bright light or sunlight, and then you put your palm up there, and as you see from below, you can see a bit of orange at the corner of your palm. Okay, and then that is also this phenomenon. It's called subsurface scattering. Okay, so this part is subsurface scattering. Why is it lit? Okay, now I tell you. Because our hair is thin and sometimes the light is absorbed into the hair. All right, and then when the light is hit here, this first main light source hit here, and then there is cast shadow here, going, then cast shadow going here, yeah, and then a bit of lightning that goes through here. So how? So I guess, yep, main light source, shadow, and then this area here is lit. This area here, this is from this light source. Okay, this light source. Yeah, maybe not from this light source. This area here is lit because of its material, and it's from its ambient light heat, ambient light going here, and then because of its material, it became like this. The material of the jacket itself. Okay, so this piece is good if you want to practice, find a piece like this. Okay, and then next, I'm gonna ask you a question. Is this piece good for practice? Lightning. Okay, if you ask me, it's no. Why? Because, okay, let's see. This piece, the shadow is not well defined. Okay, and then as you can see, this piece has a bit of main light source here, but it is too weak. And then this piece is like, I feel like this piece, the main light source is just not strong, not defined enough, and it's very hard for you to paint the forms, the shadow, the cast shadow, the main light source. There's nothing here. There's nothing you can learn about light. Okay, maybe you can learn about proportions, the eyes, the nose, but not light. So this is definitely not a good piece to practice light. So no. So next we're gonna go through this one. Is this a good piece? Yes. Why? See, here we have lightning here, and then we have the shadow, and then the shadow, there's part here. Okay, as you can see, this red in the lips is called the subsurface scattering, the term that we just googled from ChatGPT. So like hits here, it becomes the red part, and then the shadow, a bit of triangle lightning here. This is very beautiful. Okay, and then the light here, and then see where the hairs at here, hair in the shadow, and then the hairs here, there are actually different types of colors. See here, the hair here is influenced by the ambient lightning, the reflected lightning, the diffused lightning from the surrounding. See, the surrounding is a bit bluish, so it influenced the hair here to become bluish. Okay, so this is actually a good piece to practice. Sometimes light, sunlight from outdoor can be a good piece for practice. This is a nice, good practice if you want to practice. Then this is also a good piece for practice. Okay, so let's analyze this piece. Okay, this one, as you can see, they use not sunlight definitely, but they use two artificial light. So first they use this blue light that goes from, okay, let's analyze where the lights come from. Okay, as you can see, I think the light comes from above. Okay, I think the lights come from above, the blue light, because it hits the hand here. So the blue lights come from here above. All right, but in a faint way. Okay, in a faint way. See, it hits here, and then there is another light source. Okay, there is another light source that come from here. I think the light source is a bit of red. Okay, a bit of red, and that is why the hair here has this red color involved. The light source, okay, white. Okay, now I'm sure the light source is red because you see the leg here is red. Okay, the leg here is red, so much red here, and then also because of this red clothing. Okay, and the clothing also reflected upwards. Okay, so the hair is a bit red, and the face is also a bit red because of the red lightning. Although the red lining is kind of faint here because maybe the person, the photographer wants a blue to take over here, and then we have, you see, we have shadow around here, and then we have shadow here below the nose. So I guess this is a good piece for practice. And this one we have about as I can see here, we have got two different light source, and then maybe there is some ambient light between. Okay, in an overall subject. So this is a good piece for practice. You want to learn about lightning. The next this one, yeah, this one is even better. Why? Okay, if you want to look at this painting, I can almost compare it, this photo, I can almost compare it with this piece of art, right? They are almost similar. Okay, why? Tell me why. Okay, let's see. Now I'm gonna flip this photo around like this. Okay, now I'm flipping this photo. Okay, now, okay, see. So as you can see, we have this rim light, or this we can say secondary light source. This is about 2/10 of the face, or 1, maybe 1, okay, 1/10, just like this, like around here, 1/10. And then we have a main light source that comes from above, okay, comes from above. It's hitting the hair only, and then some diffused, some light just go through about here. The light source are become weaker from the top. This one is from the top, sorry, this one is from the top, okay, from the top, and then it goes weaker on here, okay. But then the shadow is well defined. They have a ring light. So the main light source around 7/10, hitting the object around here, the head. See, here the hand is lit, and then secondary light source hit it from below. So overall, this piece is a good piece. Okay, it's a good photo for practice light. And if you want to draw like splash art, you gotta master lightning like this, and you gotta manipulate the lightning into how to say, into proportion. You gotta divide the lightning. Yeah, you gotta divide the lightning. Okay. All right. Next, let's just go through some image again. Okay, what about this? Now you tell me, is this a good light source practice piece? The answer is no. See this piece, there's no defined shadow here. Everything is just lit, like a photo, and then you can't really find any defined light source. Maybe the light source just, I don't know how to say, but this is definitely not a good practice piece. You don't want to draw like this. You don't want to draw like this in your splash art. You don't want to draw like this in your drawing. Okay, no, that's a no. Next, this piece, is it a good piece? The answer is no. See, there's no defined shadow. Just find the shadow, okay? You can see there not much shadow, okay? And then where's the lightning? Where's the light source? Can you define the light source? No, you can't. You just can't, because everything is too bright here, okay? This is just a normal photo. Not a good practice for lightning. What about this? Yes. Okay, this is so obvious. See, the light source is here. Okay, and then see the nose, there's a bit of blue. This is the secondary light source, and then this is almost 1/10. This is very beautiful. See, compared here, the light source is here, the overall subject is lit here, and then a bit of lightning is here, and then the hair, some subscattering. There is no subscattering here. I'm sorry, there's no subscattering, but there's a bit of blue, as if you can see, if you can zoom inside, a bit of blue here. So there actually is, but in that digital painting that we see just now, this piece, see, this is exaggerated, and this is what we want in our art. Sometimes in our art we exaggerate things, and that makes it beautiful. Okay, so that is why digital painting is beautiful. Or sometimes you can just do it in your traditional painting. And then this piece, see, this piece is nice. We got our main light source from the right going here, and then see the cast shadow here, and then we got a secondary blue light around here. Okay, it's a good piece to practice like. Yeah, it's not the best, it's a good piece, okay, if you want to practice this light source. And then see, there's material involved. You can also paint this by understanding the quality of material. This is obviously metal, so that's why, see, they absorb the light, which is the light sometimes can go bright, way brighter than the light that hits the subject. So this is the lightning. This is ladder, and this is how the ladder absorb the lightning. Then next we have a few more pieces. Let's go through this one. Is this a good lightning piece? Yes, but don't be fooled. This is not an actual photo. This is an AI generated photo, and that's why AI is so good now. Why this is AI? How can you differentiate? Well, I don't know. Sometimes my sixth sense told me to. My spider sense. Not really. Actually, as you can see, the arm here is too long. So this is AI. The one thing to notice is the finger. Okay, but then this is a good piece for light source if we want to practice. If you can see the AI does a better job than our photographer. See the lightning is lit nicely. Still great, still good, even though we can just find one light source here and then everything here is lit by ambient light, but then the light source is defined. When you zoom up, you can see there's one defined light source, the shadow. So it's good piece. But then if as you go through more of the AI piece, you can see more or less they like their subject the same, and then the face, the eyes, they are actually more or less the same. This is also another good piece where the light is lit from above here. Okay, lit from above, and then here this part. Okay, I'm gonna analyze this piece for you. Okay, so here we can see the brightest part, brightest part already. So we can see, we can safely assume that the light is hit from above. Okay, hit from above. Okay, and then hit from above, and this part is lit, maybe because this part is also hit by the light source above. This part also light source above. But why this part is lit? Because the light source above hit here, and then it hits the palm. The palm's reflected light here. So this is the reflected light. All right, this is the reflected light. As you can see here, we also have some reflected light from the surrounding here. All right, and then this area here, even though in shadow, but it's also lit. Okay, around here. So these are the ambient light that hits here. It's a bit bluish. Okay, then this is the material, plastic leather type, so it don't really absorb much of light. So we can see here it's lit white, and then here some reflected or ambient light from the surrounding. It only picks up a few of color. Also with this part, ambient light or reflected light from the surrounding. So yep, this piece is actually a good lighting. Okay, good lighting piece, good practice piece. And then here some subsurface scattering from the hair. See, subsurface scattering. The hair is getting lit by the background color, background ambient light. Yep. Maybe there's a purple light source from behind or from below, or maybe the purple light source is actually the white light, the main light source that hits the background, the purple background, and then it reflects that here. Okay, it can be many reasons, but that is called the ambient light or reflected light for a reason. Yep. So I guess that's it today. We learned about different types of lights, diffused light. We also learned about some photography lights. Yep. And then next lesson we're going to draw one of the image here. We're gonna practice in grayscale. Okay, and I guess that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I hope you learned something. You can always get a few reference from here, to practice on your own, and then when you're done you can share it in the Discord group. I will open a Discord group. You can post all your works there. Let's draw together, okay? Let's have fun and practice, and then I'll see you in the next lesson. Happy drawing. Goodbye.